I gotta go Toby just because those are the ones that I went to the theater to see. So
We here at Young Entertainment are all about masterclass moments and learning from talent in the field. So my first question for you is, what was your relationship with Peter Parker like before the series, and how has it changed with him post production?
hmm. Well, you're probably not going to believe me, but Peter Parker has Spider-Man always has been my favorite superhero. So like when this kind of happened, I really did freak out because the 14-year-old version of myself was like, "What the heck is happening?" And I guess the way that it's changed is just as I've tried to honor what people know as Spider-Man, but also find this new Spider-Man's voice is like I did a lot of reminiscing about what it was like to be in high school. Like putting myself really back in that place where everything is the biggest deal in the entire world, and also Peter is such an optimist and so hopeful. Like really trying to infuse that into everything.
I love that. Is there anything new that you learned about him now that you've like really dove into the character?
You know what? I feel like as far as like, Easter eggs and tidbits, I really did know a lot about Spider-Man, especially coming off of What If. So I was pretty in the know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I love
Yeah.
it. You mentioned, like there have been so many Peter Parkers throughout the years. What makes this one really different besides just like a new voice?
Yeah, I think the answer is it's dealing with 2025 stuff, which I think you oddly see more of in high school than outside of high school. It's like the fights are still Peter the way we know him dealing with villains, but inside of school is a lot different than the other series, I think.
Very cool. I love that. We noticed actually that you were a musician as well. So I'm curious, like how does warming up your voice for like singing kind of differ from like warming up to like go into the recording booth?
Oh, that's a great question, man. It's I do the same warm up for both. It's I
Really?
Yeah, but with voiceover stuff, with voiceover specifically, I like always tell my team or whatever, like I'm not a diva, I promise, but there's a certain amount of it's the morning that you just can't get out of your voice. So it's like if I can, I will always try and do stuff from like 1 p.m. onwards, just because you've spoken more and your voice is in a better place.
Sure.
So yeah.
That's totally fair. How about like do you do anything in particular to get into like a Peter Parker mode, I guess?
Yeah, it's like I was saying, it's just going back to like high. I mean, I'll drink some energy drinks sometimes because
Yeah.
he has the most energy in the entire world, or coffee or whatever. But it's really like I remember I grew up skateboarding, so I went back and like was watching old skate videos from high school, and like the things that excited me at that age, I wanted to like bring back that childlike wonder.
Wait, that's brilliant. I love that. I love that you kind of have that connection already with skateboarding and the similarities. It was meant to
Thanks,
be.
man.
Yeah, of course. I'm curious because with voiceovers, you're not always acting with people. So I was curious, like what was that like in the recording booth and kind of building like chemistry with like other actors and talent that weren't even in the same room as you?
Yeah, I think, because this was a new endeavor, there was like this period of time in the beginning where every character, Coleman and all the other people, like spent a lot of time alone figuring out who the voice of who their person is, kind of. And then it
Mm,
kind of all enmeshed and came together. But luckily, there's this woman named Sarah Sherman who's the best and become a very good friend. And she will read together like when I need to have someone to read with who's also an actor and can work with me and help me.
great system. Who is your Spider-Man? I mean Tom, Andrew, or Toby?
I gotta go Toby just because those are the ones that I went to the theater to see. So like
Of
the nostalgia.
course.
Yeah.
So do you kind of go back and watch him at all to kind of do research, or are you kind of just like, let me do my own thing?
Well, it's funny. I think I did. There was like this initial feeling of like, okay, I need to like go back and watch all the like game tapes. I need to go see what Tom did and Toby did, blah blah. And then I kind of very quickly threw that away and was like, okay, it's more about embracing the motivations of Spider-Man while keeping it honest to whatever my relationship with high school was. I think that's going to, result in the best performance.
I love it. Was there anything like that you kind of like played around with in the recording booth that like may not have been like on the page or in the script that ended up making it into the script, or like little sounds and like habits that you maybe brought into Peter Parker?
Yeah, I think because Peter is so like squirrel, shiny object, like there was no way around it. I had to have some freedom to like riff and kind of improv a little bit. And there's a lot to say and get done in the series, so it's like we couldn't get too lost in the sauce there. But there's definitely some fun like spazzy moments that made it in.
Definitely. We can't wait for people to see it. It's so good.
Awesome.
Do you have a favorite like scene that you were able to like record and then just to like watch it come to life and like see it in the final, I guess, the final product? Like, do you have a favorite part?
There's a fight scene with Scorpion that
Oh
like
yeah.
took a long time and is like really cool to me on an emotional level and a visual level. So that's probably my favorite.
Sick. It's so good. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for all of your time, and I hope that you have a great day. Seriously, this is awesome.
My
Congratulations on
pleasure.
everything.
So nice to meet you, man. Back at you.